Good day and welcome back to another Dbz Dokkan battle video. In this video we are going to be taking a look at the explosive chain battle versus Hatchiyack. So this is the latest chain battle. Obviously the advantageous categories are Super Saiyan, Bond of Parents and Child, and Giant Ape Power. And yeah, there are some advantageous characters. A lot of them have to do with the hero extermination event, because that is kind of like where the movie is based, or the TV special, or I think it was in a game. I remember watching it off of Raging Blast, but hey, the missions are the same as always. The missions are fairly solid, always the same. Your goal is to achieve a score of 100 million. For some people that's a bit harder, for some people that's a bit easier. But 100 million, a billion in total, and attempting it 3 times a day. But that's what we're going to be covering. We're going to try and show you how to get the highest score possible. In terms of your super, like units that you're going to select as supporters, you're going to want to choose Super Saiyan units, or Super Saiyan 2 units, but pretty much any unit that correlates to the hero extermination event. So any unit that awakens from the hero extermination event, or easy A's out of there, you're going to want to include in your team. They're going to be a red advantageous character, but especially the Super Saiyans. Try and avoid adding in like Piccolo and stuff like that. It doesn't really help massively. So yeah, but otherwise, Super Saiyans on the super side are going to be your number one go-to. Try and go with Goku's family units for the most part, and the reason is they generally link up better with each other. Vegeta units and Trunks units, they link up okay with each other, but they don't really mesh with like Goku's family units so much. So by choosing mainly Goku's family units, you kind of protect yourself against having like linking issues and things like that, because remember, the links are an important part into determining your score. Then obviously beyond focusing on like Goku's family units, it's fairly straightforward. I think most players should be able to put up a team of Super Saiyans without too much issues. And obviously a lot of these are general banner units. Free to play wise, there's not a lot of great options for this, unfortunately, so farming units from there isn't such a great pickup. On the extreme side, it's mainly Giant Ape Power units, very small selection of units here as well, so you're going to want to fill up with Vegeta's family units afterwards. So Super Saiyan Vegetas, Majin Vegetas, Super Saiyan 2 Vegetas, anything that has a red advantageous symbol and as a Vegeta's family unit is probably what you're going to want to add in to fill up if you don't have Giant Ape Power units. And if you don't have any Giant Ape Power units, then just kind of go with as many Vegeta family units as you can, and then you can use, like, I guess, Kumba or Broly to try and flesh it out. Then obviously we want to talk about the actual attempt. So the actual attempt itself, pretty straightforward. My first attempt didn't go so well. Well, it went okay, but my second attempt was a lot better, so decided to include that in the video as rather a better indication of what to do. So for your attacker, your main attacker, you're going to want to select a unit that is both Super Saiyan and Bond of Parents and Child. Now the links for your main attacker don't matter. It's more important that they flash red or have red sparkles, and that they're the highest quality you have. So if they're rainbow, they need to be rainbow, or they need to be like 3 dupes, or whatever the highest quality you have, they need to be that. So choose that for your unit. Doesn't matter their links, but choose that. On the super side, as I mentioned before, you're predominantly looking for red sparkly units, but very specifically as well as many Goku's family ones as you can. The Goku's family is an effective category here, not to mention also the fact that they link up better with each other. Try and avoid Super Saiyan 2 units if you can, but if you need them, that's also okay, as long as they're red advantageous ones. And the Giant Ape Power one's a lot easier. just choose as many giant ape power units as you can and select whatever giant ape power linker you have. I used my red raditz already, who was my best one, so I will be using the LR one here, but you can just use whichever giant ape power one you can. But yeah, try and avoid the Super Saiyan 2s if possible. If they are in your team, you can have them. Just try and avoid choosing them when it comes to the link selection stage or the powering partner selection stage. Try and focus on teams that have a heavy Goku's family influence. This is going to help you out a lot more than if you don't. And yeah, that's it for the selection process. Obviously, again, try and keep an eye out for friends that have a lot of rainbow units, etc., things like that. That's going to make your life a lot easier. And you can use the score that you have to try and indicate how well you're going to do, but it's not the only basis. So just because you have 68 total points compared to 64 before doesn't mean you're going to do better. You still have to factor in the stats of each unit and also the units that you select as pairing partners when you actually perform your attack. So it's not like such a rocket sciencey stage. So yeah, and then it comes down to the selection of the partners. I always like to slow it down here so I can get a little bit of a better look, so to say, at who's flying in. But yeah, ideally here you want to select 3 Super Saiyan units that are Goku's family units. So that's your main goal. Obviously, if you pick a Super Saiyan 2 unit like me, that is going to affect a little bit, because 1, the links are slightly different on an SS2 unit, especially a GT Goku here, and 2, they don't have the effective Super Saiyan category, they've just got the bond parent and child category. So try and make sure all 3 units you choose are Super Saiyans. 86 million is okay. If we had chosen the Super Saiyan unit, if we got a Super Saiyan unit there, we probably would be sitting with around 90-ish, maybe even 100 mil. It just depends on how all the factors come in, but we'll get there eventually. But it's a good basis upon which to build up. You have a couple days to go. Your first attempt's never always your highest, at least for me. I always find by like the 3rd day I tend to have my highest selection, because you just get the mix right. But keep trying along these lines and you'll score more than fine. So yeah, and you can always check what other people are using if you need some more help. But that's going to be it for me, and I'll see you guys in the next one. So until then, take care and bye.